Right, folks, we just opened up 2 of the North Face. We haven't counted this yet, but we've just put them into the different categories. And now we're going to count. Basically, we've got fleece, we've got soft shell. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? My name's Chris, and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Now, I am building this business on eBay because that's what works for me. If you are new here, I've been documenting this journey for 4 years now, and basically each day I bring you along through the week of how I'm building this business. Follow along as I show you how I'm making progress, the actions I'm taking, the decisions I'm making, and why I'm doing it, sharing my approach of what's working and what's not. Now, at the same time, there's always a lot of ups and there's always a lot of downs. However, this week has actually been my best week yet since starting, which is a nice big win, and I'm so grateful to be able to share that, that result with you as well. Apart from the best week this week's actually just really spent the majority of our time focusing on prepping for my next big order of clothing coming through. We had about 550 kilos of clothing arrive on Tuesday, and in lead up to that was making sure everything was ready to go, but also then getting it, starting to sort it, started to prep it, and getting it out for washing and things like that. So receiving that and sorting that took a big part of this week. We also finished up all the video game stuff, and I did a big video game deal. Like, someone came over, they had a look through and they spent some big dollars. So that's in this video as well. We then also having to make space for another big deal that's coming. I've been able to get myself, I believe it's about 250 kilos of more clothing through an alternate source, which I haven't done before, which I'm super grateful. I've been speaking about that over the last couple of weeks. So that one's coming to life, and I picked that up next week. And then there's been a few other opportunities that have come into play this week, and really just starting to plan ahead of the next 90 days. So that's really this week. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please, by all means, jump down into the timestamps and find what works for you. Otherwise, you can watch the whole thing through. Now, I do my best to answer all questions that come through in the comments. I also answer some questions in this video that were asked last week. So, make sure you stick around for some of those. But please, if you do have questions, chuck them down below in the comments. Also, do stick around. I do this little thing where I go through the lessons for each week, things that I'm dealing with, things that I'm learning, things that are just on my mind, and I talk about some of those that I'm taking away for the week. And then, of course, we'll touch on the financials for the week as well, how we've progressed for this week, how we landed for July 2024, which is the first month of FY25, and then how we're kicking off for August, because it is actually the 4th of August already. So lots in this episode. Buckle up, get cozy, and let's get into it. Folks, it is Monday. It is a new week. It is absolutely freezing. My fingers are cold. It is wet, but hopefully that's not the sign of a miserable week. So the plan for this week is really just the focus is around the clothing that's arriving, the 500 kilos. That arrives tomorrow, probably around midday-ish, and we just start to sort that. I do have a customer coming to have a look as well. So that's just the usual. I mean, that's kind of like normal now, but it will be a bit more busy just because, well, we'll have the 500 kilos, got to sort some of it, going to get the washing out on Thursday. So today is really just focused on pick, pack, and post, and then doing a few little quick wins and making sure that the storage unit has all the space. There's a couple other little things that are probably a couple of weeks away in terms that I need to plan for and cater for, but don't know if that's really going to need any of my attention today. Probably just in the back of my mind. Last week's sales were dead. We ended up doing less than 4,000, which, I mean, it isn't bad. Like, shouldn't complain, but it's below average and below target. So that's a little frustrating. But otherwise, this week it's really just focused on the 500 kilos and getting all those consoles listed and hopefully sold. Listed 31 this morning. We've sold 3. Actually, they were just accessories, so they're starting to move already. I think that's kind of it. All right, team. It's getting a bit chaotic here on the road, so I will see you at the unit. Folks, all right, here now, just getting all set up. I'll quickly show you where we're at. We're at 67,647, so we've really started to slow down again. We've got 31 sales to go out this morning, which isn't too bad. I'm going to start to get that out now. I did have 3 sales on the way in here. They haven't paid yet, so hopefully they'll pay shortly. That was actually from the video game lot. After that, my focus will be doing some more quick wins, but really just continuing to shuffle some things in here. Just there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm doing for donation or taking to the tip, like just rubbish boxes and things like that tomorrow. So I've got to make sure I've got all that. And then in here, I will be doing these today, and there is another box here that I thought I'd put out, but really just making sure this has got all the space that I need. That's all washing. Got to find a home for these. Still have all those to list as well. So focusing on those quick wins for tomorrow. And that's really the main priority today. All right, let's pick, pack and post. All right, so I listed these this morning, the PST, that's gone for 145. And then we had all these original PS Namco guns, all untested, parts as is, parts only, not working as is. They went for 100 and I think it was 134. Pretty cheap on those, because usually you can get like 50 parts only per one, but I just needed them gone because, well, taking up space and want the money back. And then someone else has purchased a whole bunch of other stuff, but they have not paid. All right, I'm going to start packing all this up. We also had a whole bunch of North Face and Army pants go. We've got a little FedEx jacket going out, lots of phones and cameras. We sold the Hunter boots that we're doing for the backpack with Vic Kids. That's pretty cool. Got a little bundle here, and the rest is really just yeah, normal clothings, nothing too crazy. Got a little RoboCop going out as well. Pretty cool. So yeah, as I go through, if I see anything else funky, I'll show you. Team, before I get started into anything else, I'm actually going to spend a little bit of time doing a quick little stock take on these with my photographer, because we were meant to do it last week and we never did. So we're going to go through each one, make sure they are listed. If they're not, is it either delist or is it, you know, marked down, etc., etc. We reckon there's a few in here which maybe have fallen off, so that's why we're kind of checking. So we're going to do that first, and then they'll get into photos and I'll get into actual packing. All right, we went through all these, which is pretty cool, and we only found this one that had fallen off, and I think that's because someone purchased it last week and cancelled. And then there is 1, 2, 3 pairs of pants here which apparently never got listed. There is a couple of North Face in here which I've got to double check, because some of them are looking a little fluffy in terms of maybe fake. And this guy just sold when we were going through it for 150 bucks. So that is a Dickies, Carhartt jacket. So pretty happy with that. So I'm actually going to start packing. Yeah, woo-woo. So folks, something's happening this morning. Either eBay woke up or people have got more money in their pockets, but we just sold this Steeden Centenary NRL football for $120. Just madness. Anyway, I'm not complaining. Happy man. All right, team, I'm just actually nicking over to grab a coffee for myself and my photographer, because it is freezing. I'm still waiting for someone to pay for something that they're doing a combined postage on, so haven't processed the postage yet. So I'll do that when I get back. So I'm going to grab the coffee now. Hopefully by that time they're done, and then it'll be almost lunchtime as well. And then we'll be doing some sorting and some photos and some listings afterwards. I'll see you in a jiffy. All right, folks, we are back, and today on the menu for lunch we have a homemade sandwich from leftover roast chicken, southern roast chicken, with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So can't really see it that well, but there you go. All right, the next mission is to do all these controllers. Got this keyboard to do as well. These usually do pretty well. Some of these do up to 40, 60 bucks. That's all stuff that's going to the tip tomorrow. Started to clear out a few more bits and bobs in here, making some room here as well. I think we should be fine. It's probably going to be a total of 9 bales. 9 plus with some open bags. So I think we should be able to fit it all in here. That will come out because that's going to go to washing. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's going to be a little fluffy, but we'll make it work. Okay, done that bundle there, and I've done another big bundle up there. Now I'm going to quickly sort through some of these, see if I can find them, get the stock photos, all that kind of stuff. And we're leaving here at 4. Yeah, so don't really have much time. It's already 3 o'clock. I really just need to do a little spot check, see if there's anything else I need to adjust here. Otherwise, that's it. Okay, team, so I'm starting to pack up now, but this is how we've kind of ended. These will come out tomorrow when I'm sorting through stuff, but I'm happy with this. This is great to be able to quickly switch it around and have it ready for when all that arrives tomorrow. But this week, it shouldn't be too crazy actually, because the beauty with the bales is we get to open them as we please. There will be some open bags already, just because of some of the different type of stock that I'm testing and trialing. So that will be the stuff that we do first, most likely, because that takes up the most room. A bale will usually take up like a tub and a bit, almost 2 tubs. Whereas when you have those big bags, they're like this size, they do take up a lot of space. So this time tomorrow, it will be chockers in here. So I'm just about to pack everything up now completely, and then we get out of here. Ciao. Folks, welcome back. It is Tuesday, and it's actually really beautiful morning. It's just before 9 o'clock, and we've got to run a couple of errands. Got to do a tip run and dropping off a TV and getting rid of a few boxes of stuff. So yeah, just getting that done. And then that's actually because I was clearing out the unit the other day to make sure we have all the space for the 500 kilos, which arrives today. So we'll have a bit more information on that a little bit after we've done our errands, and then yeah, that's really the focus for today. Just get it, sort it, and yeah, start to get a washing load ready. Sales have actually been crazy since yesterday. Actually, I think we're already on 1,700 for the week, which is really good. Considering last week we did like, I think it was 3,700. So to think that we're about 48 hours in, not even of the week, we're kicking butt. So hopefully we'll make up for last week. But yeah, that's really it. Probably won't focus on doing photos or anything like that today. It'll just be all sorting and prepping and getting ready. So yeah, come along for the ride. We've got Carla today. She's already snacking on some, these are called skyflakes. You want to show them the skyflake? A Philippine delicacy.
Philippine cracker. you do with the vloggers.
It should automatically do that. All right, team. We'll see a bit later. It's going to be a little bit. Actually, it's not too crazy. It's just a lot of moving and shuffling and working. So don't always spend the time to film. But we'll see you in a jiffy. All right, folks. We just got the delivery, and we're just moving it up here. It's quite chockers, as you can see. It's this one over there. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 trolleys, and then we had all of this as well, which was brought up in other trolleys. So we have a lot. Actually, this is slightly bigger than the last one. Anyway, we're going to process all this, like get it into some space, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, but we'll make it work. So wish us luck. What do you reckon, babe? Do you approve?
No, not too bad.
No. And look, repping for the lifestyle podcast. Woo, woo. Alright, folks, that actually didn't take too long. We managed to fit it all in. Even enough room for Carla to continue testing if we needed to. So, pretty happy with this. I mean, we're chockers, but it fits fine. I mean, all that is loose bags just because that's how they came. Funny story though, we have another arrival coming next week, which was out of cycle. It's all good, not going to complain, which means some of these we won't be processing for another week and a half, and we're opening up two now of the North Face, focusing on that, focus on quick wins. And I've got a customer coming, and then next week we have another big order coming, which we'll focus on. Never a dull day. And last week we did massive action of all the video games. They're starting to sell. This week we're doing massive action in the clothing.
Help.
Now we're going to sort. All right, team. Ciao for now. All right, folks. We just opened up 2 of the North Face. We haven't counted this yet, but we've just put them into the different categories. And now we're going to count. Basically, we've got fleece, we got soft shell and some harder shell combined, like Denali's. That's like puffers and jackets. Then you got spray jackets, then tees and shirts and jumpers. So not too bad. It didn't take too long actually. It was pretty quick. Some really cool stuff in here. I actually probably think this is one of the better bales I've had. Or 2 bales, sorry. We're going to count it. We're going to clean up the mess. Then we're going to start doing some postage, and my customer clients should be here in an hour or so.
Not too bad.
We're just doing a quick pick, pack, and post while we're waiting for my customer to come. We've got 68,500 as the total. We've had some pretty good sales. 14 items going out. We're going to do a pick now. Some pretty cool stuff I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we've got some pretty cool stuff. We've got this little Garbage Gang card going out that's gone international, so for a total of around $37. We've got this little Gotham comic that's gone for, I think it was a total of $45 or $55. We've got another laptop going out, parts not working, whole bunch of different clothes in here. Someone's purchased a whole bunch of parts not working accessories for Sega, Xbox, Nintendo, a whole bunch of different things in there. And then someone started to purchase my Xbox 360 bundles, which makes sense because Xbox 360 store has just closed. We've also got some army pants going out. This one, someone's got a multi-quantity order, but they haven't paid yet, so I'm waiting for that to come through. Yeah, that's it. So nothing too crazy, but some bread and butter and definitely some high ASP. There's like $270 in here. That's gone for like 45, and then there was some jeans in there that went for like $70. I think it's $55. Let's see, $51.20 for a pair of 505s. So not too bad. We're going to pack all this up. All right, folks, postage is done. Actually, literally just had another sale come in just then. Always the way as soon as I finish. Carla's been working her butt off over here, still is. Sorting all these into bags for the washing. So that's going to be all ready to go. And then we're almost done. Okay, team, all done. All done indeed. So we're back here again tomorrow. Well, sorry, I will not be back here again tomorrow. I'll be back here on Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm doing a Backpack for Vic Kids drop-off. So I believe we're going up to Seymour. I think it's Wangaratta. I'm going up with my mate Ingo, dropping off a whole bunch of backpacks. So I won't be here tomorrow, so day off for me. And then Thursday, we'll be back here, continue on with all this. And also on Friday. And then next week, have another pretty cool deal happening as well. So we're out of here. Thanks for your work, babe.
No worries, mate.
See you, folks. Ciao.
Ciao.
Folks, it is, what is today? Today is Thursday. We skipped yesterday. I went up to Wangaratta and Seymour, and we did a big drive for Backpack for Vic Kids, delivering probably about 80 backpacks to a couple of different locations, which was it's always a bit of a fun day. It is a long day, tired day, but it was a good day. Today is Thursday. It's currently 2 degrees. It is very cold. You can probably see in the background behind me, it's just all fog. Like, it is thick as it gets, into the thick of it for sure. So today the focus is actually top of mind. I don't have anything real pressing. I do have my washing pickup this morning. They'll be there in about an hour or so. So heading in there now, running a little bit behind schedule. Jeepers, it is foggy. Far out. Just give me a second. Alright, we're all good. So yeah, focus today. I've got the washing, and then I'm in by myself. There's no one else there today. Carla's not there, my photographer's not there. They actually finished off all our clothing that we had left, that is basically, other than the clothes that's pending for washing, they finished it all. They did 90 listings yesterday, 96 actually, which is pretty good. That's a new record for them. So we're really starting to up that output, and I'm still doing 30 to 35 listings a day. I'm going to start to press that up a little bit because we are building quite a good backlog now. My focus today is pick, pack, post. We've had amazing last couple of days. We've done back-to-back $3,000, Monday, Tuesday, back-to-back $1,000 days. So we've done $3,000. We've actually done more already today, by now, than what we had done all of last week. So we're sitting on about 3,700 in total for the week, which is just incredible. So we've got a lot of consoles, a lot of video game stuff going out. I have actually got a previous customer coming to the shop today. We've done some deals before. We've actually done a lot of media deals back, I'm talking probably a year and a half ago. Might actually be a bit more than that, less than that, I don't know. Anyway, they're coming to check out some of the video game stuff, do a deal for them. And then I've got really just focusing on quick wins, just shuffling a few things around in terms of lining up what are the next things that I'm going to be, processing and photoing. Obviously we'll have the clothing come back on Monday, and then that will be, just back into the normal processing. Next week I have another, it's probably about 250 kilos of clothing arriving. That was from a new opportunity that has popped up, a lower cost of good, lots of jackets and fleece, lots of shirts. So maybe there's going to be something there a bit more consistent going forward as well. So really just doing a little bit of that planning. But really it's business as usual for me today. I'll be there all day. Yeah, just see what we can do to get ahead. Tomorrow, Friday, will probably be a bit more of a quieter day as well, because I have a couple of doctor's appointments. Carla does, I do. We'll do a pick, pack and post. And then I've got another deal pickup. The person that I'm doing the shoes with, we've got another pickup of that tomorrow as well. So it's a very, very busy couple of days. Oh, and tonight I have a call for an international supplier, actually. Just, new opportunities, just seeing what's out there and testing a few things. So it's never a dull day. I'll bring you along. I got a new fleece jacket, sorry, it's a Sherpa jacket, denim, because it is cold, keeping me cozy. I actually had eyed this one off ages ago, and I said to myself, if it never sells, after, I think it's been listed for probably 64 days, I'm going to keep it for myself, and I needed it because it is cold. That's it, team. I will see you at the unit. It's absolutely crazy out here. Alright, time for this to be picked up. Alright, team, we are here. It is freezing. That was a bit crazy just because traffic was madness. I nearly got here not in time. Got down there, did the handover. So my focus now, I was actually going to do putting this into bags, but I'm going to leave that for Carla tomorrow, because we'll be here in the morning. So I'll leave that for Carla, and I might get to it later, we'll see. My focus now will just to be a pick, pack and post. We have started to move into the overflow bays now. So we've set these up basically as we continue to ramp up. We've got a little bit of overflow, so it means we just don't have to consolidate as much. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but from consolidation standpoint, we are probably almost due to do one. I mean, I think we did one at the start of, what's it called? I don't even know what I'm saying. Start of July, and it's been a bit of a slow July. Hopefully August we start to see it pick up, but I'll be running a different kind of sale in August. Now that we are in August, 1st of August, new chance, new month, all that jazz. Completely forgot it's August. So that will be interesting to see. In terms of how we've been going for like just in general, like July has actually shaped up to be probably one of my best months profit-wise. Yeah. I know there's a lot of talk around profit. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people forget that I'm not building this to try and make $1 million tomorrow, because that's impossible. I'm building this so that I don't have to do as much work, and it's a tight ship and it runs itself, and I have staff being paid, and I can still make money from it. And at the moment we're doing that, but obviously I'm still working in the business. But no, this month is actually, and I'll take you through the final numbers at the end of the week. Once I've done all the reconciliation, put all the expenses in, but at the moment it's shaping up to be $22,600 in revenue, and we're looking at about $7,100 in net profits, which is, I think, my best month. So we did about a 33% net margin. Now, some of that is actually timing. There's some costs that didn't come through this month that were pushed out to next month. So I think this is probably closer to a $5,000 month, to be honest, which is still probably one of my best months. It's sometimes it's just timing because of the new financial year, but it does give me a big boost of motivation and confidence to see that things are working, things are tracking in the right direction. And now, speaking of numbers, let's just have a quick little sticky beak of where we're at. We're back on, we're back on 69,000. We've got 26 sales to go out. I'm going to pack all that up. There was a question about how do I pack video games, consoles. We'll be going through that today. Yeah, I'm going to start to do that, and then we'll get into the, doing some of the actual work as well. So let's do it. Okay, all right. We've got everything out. We've got a lot of consoles going out. This is one big bundle. We do have a couple of books going out. We've got some Pokemon stuff. We've got an Xbox going out. We've got a SNES going out. We've got a PlayStation 2 going out. Some cameras and phones. Some North Face pants. We've got this little number going out. Someone's actually purchased that and an iPod. Some R.M. Williams. This little Wii Fit device. Oh, we've got some corduroy True Religion. They're pretty cool. Otherwise, it's just really bread and butter. There's some jeans down there. Oh, and I've also sold some marbles as well. So, can't get it open with one hand, but they've gone out as well. It does happen. Mixed up an order the other day by looking at the. I really am starting to think I've got dyslexia because certain numbers, as you can see here, I had pulled out the same number, but not the same number, but what I thought was the same number. I was meant to pull out 6172, and I pulled out 6127. Or vice versa between two orders. So they went to the wrong people, so I'm just adjusting that now, getting them sent to each other. It happens, happens to the best of us. So yeah, that's that, and I'm going to get packing. Once I get to one of the consoles, I'll take you through and show you how I pack consoles. Let's go. All right, so I did have the question. I'll put it up on screen. Thank you for asking the question. How do I send video games? Or I would love to see how I send video game consoles more so. Today I'm sending, this is the first thing I'm sending. This is a Super Nintendo SNES. This one has gone for $69.20. That's postage included. So that's what we're going to pack today. And the way I go about doing this, and apologies if you can't really see me that too well, I'm going to be putting this in a large standard Australia Post box. They're 39 by 28 by, I think it's 16, 12, 19, 14. They're 39, 28 by 14. Now, this is bigger than the actual component itself, but I like to package it up. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bubble wrap the actual SNES itself. And that's just to give it an extra coat. So just a quick little bubble wrap around like this. I'm going to quickly do it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And that's where I'd put my business card and things like that in as well. So I've gone a layer around that. I'll show you this in a second. Just give it a little tape up. And that's just to give it one level of protection firstly. Just, so things can't move. As you can see, it's just like that, right? Pretty easy. I have taped that. What I also do is, when it comes to electronics, if they do fit, I like to put them in a Ziploc bag. Now, I've got a whole bunch of these from what I use my bigger clothes, so this one fits in it. They don't always, therefore the bubble wrap usually suffices. But I'm going to do that because what I want to avoid is I want to avoid any water damage getting in there. With Australia Post these days, you can't be too careful. It also shows that we're putting in a lot of attention when packing this. Then I'm going to get my box. Now, this is just a console by itself, so there's no power cords, there's no controllers or anything. I would, individually wrap every item in this bundle, usually, because I want people to be able to be, confident that we've sent this with the best, intentions to make sure that it's going to be secure, going to be safe, going to be padded. So I'd be padding up all the controllers, I'd be padding up all the leads and cables as well. I don't have any of those today, so I can't show you. Now, there's two options here. To fill in the space, you can either use bubble wrap, or you can use a big padded mailer. I like to use a big padded mailer, and I put that into the box. Now, the reason why I have all these things in stock is because I plan ahead. I know what I'm going to be sending each item in. So I just get a big padded mailer and I just chuck it straight in there. And all that's going to do, I'll show you this, is it's going to add some filler. As you can see, it's now added some filler. It's completely protected. It's not, you know, nothing's going to get it. And if it does, then there's a bigger issue with Australia Post. Now, I usually have a little bit of extra filler down here and things like that. I'm going to chuck that in just to stop anything bouncing around with the box, right? That's really what I do. So if I put that in right now, you can hear a little bit. So basically, I'm just going to tighten up the little edges or whatever. Now, again, the reason why I do this is some people don't do this much detail, but I mean, the people buying this are either buying it as a collection piece or they're buying it to fix and they're going to resell it. So they want to make sure the value is retained. Plus, it's a business. That's what I want to make sure, that the value is retained. That's much better. So I'm going to pack it up like that. Then I'm just going to, you know, do a quick little tape across and around all the edges, make sure nothing's going to move anywhere, and happy days. And of course, my tape gun running. But you get the point. So then essentially, that's what we're left with. I hope this helps. I might do another one in a minute. All right, postage is now done. That took a while. We had 5 more sales come through, I think it was, which obviously took a little bit of time, more consoles actually. So now I'm gonna have some lunch quickly, and then I'm gonna work on the next things. I'm probably gonna be doing a whole bunch of listings that it's just from here. And then I've got to get out all the stuff that I'm doing the deal with this guy. I appreciate him. I'm not saying names and stuff because I don't know what people want being told, so it's all fair game. Yeah, let's have some lunch. So let me show you what I got. All right, so today we have some more Portuguese chicken, homemade on some sourdough. Not too bad. I'll take that any day of the week. A bit of avocado, some cheese. I'm going to take a break. All right, just done a couple of listings, and I've also just been getting out all of this stuff that's about to be sold. So some of it has already sold. We did a deal already, and then they're coming to have a look at the rest of this. Probably all of those will go. Hopefully all of this will go, to be honest, all the wee stuff. And then I've got a few other bits and bobs here as well, which, you know, maybe I can help sell. I'm not sure if they're into anything else, so we'll probably have a conversation about that too. They're going to be here shortly, so just getting ready for all that. And then that will really be the day. It hasn't been a busy day in terms of me getting much done. I've got a lot going on in my head at the moment, just planning some things. I've got to figure out my next sales, like markdown and things that I'm doing as well. So I might actually spend some time and do that, just because don't really want to get out too much stuff if I'm gonna have the guy here soon, and it just doesn't make sense. So I'm probably just gonna do some admin, I think, and then hopefully make some dollary-doos from all this. Folks, all right, it's been a crazy last couple of hours. Really grateful. You know who you are, individual. You watch my videos, so we did a good deal. I didn't get to take you guys through it because, you know, we were focusing on doing the deal. But I moved a lot of the Wii's, I moved a lot of the PlayStation stuff, Xbox stuff as well. It's just the stuff that I wasn't going to get to, or what I was going to get to it, but it just saves me a little bit of time at this point in time. So yeah, we made a big deal. Yeah, a good amount of bucks, between $1,500 and $2,000 worth of revenue right there. So swings and roundabouts, some things really good deal for him, some things really good deal for me. So either way, we're both very happy, so I appreciate doing the business. And I think this is one of the things which a lot of people want and also neglect. Like, when we can find people that are willing to pay for things at a certain price that we all agree together, then it makes it very fulfilling for everyone. Right, you know, whether it's I'll give you $5 a piece for that, you know, no questions asked, or those ones I'll give you $50 or whatever it is. I'm talking consoles, but like if it was other stuff, it's like it's the same with certain clothing and things like that. So when you can build those relationships, you can move things quicker and makes your life a little bit easier. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you. we got out of there about 4:30, just after. I'm on my way home now. Got to have the post picked up from home, and that's it for the day. That is it. So today we've probably done a good nearly $2,500, I think, on and off eBay. But I've got to send the guy the invoice, all paid in full. And yeah, tomorrow's a new day. So I'll see you tomorrow, folks, and we do it all again. Folks, and just like that, it was Friday. We're already at the end of the week, which just blows my mind because it's all a bit of a blur, to be honest. So we have Carla with us today. It's actually probably be a bit of a quiet day for us because we're heading in now. It's just 8:20 now, so we're heading in. We'll do a pick, pack and post. Actually, we're going to go to Bunnings, get the passenger princess some breakfast, and then Carla's going to be helping sorting clothes for the next washing pickup that will come Monday when the others is dropped off. Then we're going to do some shoe sorting if we've got time. I'm going to be doing pick, pack and post. We both have physio appointments today. I guess this is our life now. So we've got to be there at a certain time, so we're going to go out for lunch before that. So we're probably only going to be at the unit for about 2.5 hours, maybe 3, depending on how we're tracking for time. So yeah, and then that will basically be a wrap up. I do have a deal pickup this afternoon, and yeah, that will be the wrap of the week. So to give you guys understanding of how much the week can change. So last week we did our worst week in like, what, I think I said it was like 12 or 16 weeks. And this week we've already doubled that. And we may even do our best week yet. So, roller coasters. Anyway, we'll see you in at the shop, and it is very cold. It's currently 3 degrees. Carla's loving it.
Not.
Ciao.
Babe.
Alright, this one's right settled in, living the life. Got a cup of tea, got a little spinach ricotta roll. It's like she's running the joint.
I am running the joint.
The true boss. So Carla's going to be helping put these into washing bags, and then if there's something left, like space left, because usually we do about 10, we will probably open up one of the loose bags and just fill one of those up. I'm going to start doing a pick, pack and post. We've actually had a pretty good night. We've got a total of 22 items to go out, and we're on 69,770, so we're making the climb back. And that's not even including stuff that I've sold off eBay, so we are probably actually back on about 70,500, maybe a bit higher than that from a 90-day total, but that's the number you see, that's the number I see. So I'm going to get everything out. I'll take you through what we've got. It's mainly just clothing, just trying to sell off some clothing as much as possible, as we're going to have a lot coming in, well, next week, and then as we start to process. It's weird because everything starts to look a little bit like dull. We're going to do a bit of a cleanup of this for next week as stuff comes back, but basically this is what it kind of looks like before the madness begins. So I'll clean up a little bit of this today, make sure there's enough space here because we're now in the overflow racks again. But come Monday morning, all of this will be covered in clothing. So just really today, yeah, doing those small little things. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so all we got is really just clothes, shirts. We've got some low end stuff going out. I think I mentioned it yesterday, I'm running a sale, basically just stuff that's been on the site for longer than 150 days. I'm basically just 30% off. Just trying to move it, and it pushed out an extra 18 sales pretty quick. We do have a belt buckle going out. This is a Rolling Stones belt buckle. I think it's Rolling Stones. Anyway, I'll put it up on screen. Little R.M. Williams here, and that's it. So we'll get that cracking, and then I'm going to go help Carla. Whew. All right, team. Postage is all done. We've got a big bag over there and a couple of boxes. We've just been doing a big cleanup, ready for. This is what it looks like. This is great. Big kudos to Carla. This is now ready for when Monday comes. This will just be all full of jackets and stuff, and it just gives us ready to go, so we can just get happening. I've got a big pickup on Tuesday, so they will be getting filled up with clothing. We still got to do all that, but not today. And then this is all bagged up, ready to go as well for Monday morning. So, job well done, babe. Not too bad. We're actually going to wrap it up now. We're going to go have lunch, brunch, and then we've got our doctor's appointments, and then I've got a deal later. So, we're all done. Not too bad. What a solid little session. All right, team. I'll probably give you... Look, I might show you something else a bit later. I don't know, but probably not. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Ciao.
Ciao.
So there you go. It's been a crazy week. I just got to say, like, I still have to pinch myself with all this because, you know, last week we had a really, really bad week and, you know, that still gets to me. It really still gets to me. But then we come out and we have our best week yet. And obviously not all of that was on eBay. Some of that was some wholesale deals that I did with people or people coming and purchasing. But, you know, it all goes through the business and that still adds up to the total numbers. So it's still a very rewarding process to be able to, you know, sell on eBay or to bring customers in and then have them come and pick and choose what they want to buy and things like that. So I'm very grateful for those opportunities, but it really is an emotional roller coaster. And I think that's lesson number one is this is actually working, right? And now, obviously I know it's working, but sometimes I do get stuck in my head. I can get, you know, a little mucked up with imposter syndrome or the doubt or the things that maybe this isn't working or am I not good enough? And look, some of that sometimes comes from, you know, comments that I receive and things like that, but I don't want to get into that at this point, but it's just nice to know that, you know, I always feel better, obviously, when we have an up week. And I think everyone can resonate with this. When we are hitting targets, when we are hitting revenue, when we are seeing things trend in the right direction, we feel good about it. And naturally, that brings confidence. And naturally, that makes us feel like, okay, we know what we're doing. We've got this figured out. But when we continue to see the trend and growth over time, this is because we do what we know is working. And we do what we know is going to keep working, right? And we have to trust the process. We shouldn't doubt ourselves. I shouldn't doubt myself because, you know, we've been doing this for 4 years and that trend has continued to increase. Obviously, there's different KPIs to track, whether it's profit, whether it's revenue, whether it's just turnaround, whether it's sell-through rate, all these different things, right? And everything is still pointing in the right direction. You know, it might not be a quick turnaround, but everything is still pointing in the right direction. And being able to trust the process, because if we know it works, we keep doing that and we see the results. If it produces those results, well then, yeah, let's rinse and repeat. However, the one thing we have to call out, and I'm calling it out, is, you know, we can't become complacent. I speak about this all the time. Once you become comfortable, once you become complacent, that's where things start to slip up. And I have to always continuously keep myself on the forefront of things. Like this week, we got another big bunch of shoes. I got some shoes last week, 2 weeks ago, which I shared with you all. You know, I have to figure out a process of cleaning those, processing them, getting through them, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be getting more of those, and I didn't show it in the video, but after we finished up on Friday, I picked up another probably 30 pairs of shoes. And it looks like this is going to be an ongoing process. So now I have to bring that into my workload, my workflow, and making sure that we're able to make that work, because I'm not used to doing it. That's the learning part of it, but it's a new part of the business that's going to bring in new revenue and new opportunities. So that's where it's super important. I digress, but you know, this week really had me scared. It had me excited. But those two emotions mixed together is what reminds me that this is growth. This is what growth looks like, and it's helping me to continue to work towards those bigger and better things and ambitions that I have. I mean, I do have longer plans for the next 5-10 years of what things could look like, but it is going to take a while to get there. And I think that's an important thing, is getting out of your comfort zone is scary. I talk about this in the podcast or Further Your Lifestyle podcast all the time. Getting out of your comfort zone is super scary, but we need to do it. But we shouldn't do it blind, right? We can put the things in place to ensure that we are doing this that's going to be rewarding. We're doing it and we need to understand what the risks are. We need to understand what the steps are going to take. We need to understand what the requirements are. We need to understand what the problems are that we're actually trying to solve. We need to understand what the work is required to be done. Like, what is the work that we need to do? So lots in that, and I'm just kind of reflecting and just sharing my lesson for that is, it's like I've given myself a pat on the back. These results are really rewarding for this week. Obviously, to replicate it is always the challenge, but it just shows me that things are possible, right? Things are very much possible. The next lesson for this week was working on the business. And I think one of the most neglected things that I see a lot of businesses doing, like when I say businesses, small businesses, in similar to the reselling game or whether you're selling on eBay, is neglecting the working on the business component. Now, I've mentioned this a little bit last week as well, but my job really is I should be the one that is going through and making all the business decisions, and I should be doing more of the working on parts of the business. Now, what does that mean versus working in the business? Working on is more so referring to the planning, the strategy, what's the next steps, the researching, creating systems, building partnerships, networking, and really focusing on scaling and growth. Whereas a lot of the in the business is like picking, packing, and posting, washing, photography, listing the items, sorting, cleaning, admin work, customer management, training, hiring, all those different things. Like that's working in the business. Now, I'm not at the capacity where I cannot do those things. I do have people doing some of those things. And if I had to go away for a bit, a lot of that will still get done regardless. But there's still a lot that I need to work in this area to remove the ins off me. I need to delegate them or remove them or outsource them or whatever it may be. But that's going to be part of the process of building this business. That suits my life, so I'll have to continuously do that. And that's why my costs a lot of them are very heavy, because I do outsource the washing, outsource the listing, outsource the photos. 80% of all the photos and listings are being done by someone else, which is very rewarding, but it comes with a price. And that's something what I'm working on. But to see the results, which we're going to go through shortly, of July and this week, helps me see that this is all working. We just got to continue to trust the process, continue to refine it, and continue to make it a little bit better, and we will get there. Now, I do have one more thing that I want to say to the doubters out there, right? Like it's always funny listening and hearing from the negative Nancy's and the people that are, backseat drivers and things like that. Look, I get it. There's a lot of, I put myself out here. I'm open to hearing and getting comments and getting feedback and criticism. That's fine. I think the thing that I struggle with is, hearing inputs and comments from other people suggesting that they have it all figured out themselves. I don't have all this figured out. Like, I'm literally learning this as I go. But what I will say is when you're doing an operation that is same as me, when you are having staff, when you are outsourcing things, and when you are having to make decisions, and when you are having, dealing with a lot of incomings and outgoings of dollars in a business manner, then let's chat. Like, please give me the advice I need to grow to take this to the next level. But if you're not someone that hasn't done this, and if you're not someone that isn't doing exactly the same, how can I take advice from someone if they can't even do it themselves, right? And there is so many other people that I, seek support from, get advice from, ask questions from, and connect with, because they're people that are ahead of me or people that are doing this similar, and I'm able to learn from them. Not saying I can't learn from people that aren't doing this. There's people that can provide really good perspective, really good insight to keep me honest, in the sense of like, oh, I never thought of that. But the amount of people that think they've got it figured out and they're sitting at home, twiddling thumbs or whatever, it does surprise me. But, look, you do you, I'm doing me, here I am, let's rock and roll. Now, financials for this week, and at the time of me filming, it is only 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:18 to be exact, of Sunday, so we should still get quite a few more dollary dues come through for the end of the weekend. This is week 186 since I started. At this time right now, and I'll show you the exact one that will pop up on screen, but me recording, done 180 sales for the week, and we have sold $8,981 worth. Now, there is about $2,100 worth of this that is off eBay. It still goes through the business, invoiced and all those different things, but, they're just customers that have come and purchased stock directly. That's, from building up some of the wholesale components that I'm trying to put into the business. So that's been really rewarding. So when I put all that into account, it's been my best week yet, in terms of, total revenue and probably total profit coming in as well. So very, very encouraging to see this. And ASP was actually $49.90. I'm also running basically a discount and markdown sale. So moving a lot of my older stock, and my average cycle time of the stock that's sold this week is about 93 days. So that means those items have been on the shop for 93 days. So it's really good to get rid of that older stuff. Now, in terms of July has actually shaped up to be my best month ever since starting profit-wise. And I say net profit, after everything. And some of this is timing, to be frank. Some of it is because some expenses landed in June, I paid it forward. Some expenses have landed in August because I pushed them out. So July really has come into this sweet spot. it is a nice outlier. It's a nice way to get a lot of cash back into the business, like, money to be able to go put back into work. But I think where we'll actually see some really interesting numbers is between August and September and moving into October. So that will be very interesting to track, and we'll be tracking that anyway. So it's interesting to see for this month because, I've really started to put in a lot of effort to find some new sourcing opportunities to lower that cost of good. It's definitely one of the biggest goals for this financial year, but also working on where I can save dollars across the business in general. No, I'm not going to get rid of staff. No, I'm not doing any of that because the whole intention is to build the business so it can suffice with having other people in the business. I'm buying my time back. That's essentially what I'm doing. That's not where I can save. Where I can save is finding other ways of doing things better or more efficiently. So basically my aim is to increase the bottom line. But for July, we ended up with 472 sales, which is actually pretty low, all things considered. But net profit worked out to be $6,884, or about 30%. And that's coming off a revenue of $22,593 in total. So definitely very happy here. The rebuy opportunity was 1.83, meaning basically for everything that I basically got 182% back on profit. So covering my cost of good by 1.8 times, which is really, really great. So super excited to see this. Let's see where it lands in August. Speaking of August, we've had a really nice start to August, but of course we're 4 days in, so I haven't had to pay staff yet. Haven't got, all those outgoings happening yet. Postage hasn't come through into the detail. I'm now on a postage plan in terms of a credit invoice, meaning I pay on a monthly basis rather than as I go. I still have consignments to pay out for, all the results that came through in July. So that's going to go out in August. So, at the moment, these numbers are they're pointless because this will change very quickly. Sales, we've already done 113 sales. So it's been a crazy week coming into August. Net profit, we're sitting at about 28% with a revenue of $5,000.50. So net profit sitting around $1,440. But again, we're in a positive profit rebuy opportunity, meaning we're able to double our money basically after all costs, which is really, really rewarding. So that's that. I'll leave it there. If you do have questions about any of this, more than happy to answer. Really, next week's going to be a big, busy week. We continue to progress the 500 kilos, and then I've got another order coming through. We'll be sorting more shoes. Lots of opportunities coming over the next couple of weeks. Really trying to change some things up a little bit just so we can continue to, not have to spend. We spent a lot in FY24 to grow processes, to grow space, to grow, workflows by bringing on staff and things like that. So really I need to double down this year in making sure things are efficient, things are working, and we're making extra profit. That's really what we need to focus on. So I'm not too concerned about low profits at this point because I am still in the early days of building the business out. I don't think we should have a high expenditure this financial year. Only if we were to move into a warehouse would that probably jump up. But I'm going to try and hold that off as long as possible so I can bank, some dollars and build up a bit of a little bit of a moat of dollars so that we can continue to grow into the business. So that's my thoughts. That's my thinking. Appreciate you being here. Questions, chuck them down below. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day. Cheers.